guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over a very entertaining story titled, I'm divorcing my wife and the way she is acting is honestly extremely distasteful. And a big shout out to the guy that sent me this story. You didn't leave your name, but you know who you are. And guys, this is a story about a guy, he's in his late 20s, got married to the wrong girl who was as you're going to see, a party girl in college. His words, not mine. And to no surprise, once they get married, guess what? Not only has the volume of the sex gone down, but when they actually do have it, it's the most boring vanilla stuff known to man. But you're going to see, guys, in her past, she was quite, as he said, the party girl, quite adventurous in the sack. But he went into this marrying her anyway, which is the dumbest thing. You never marry girls like that. And it reached the point that he had enough. He really tried to spice things up in the relationship, date her, take her out, all that. Nope, not interested. And then when he finally divorces her or gets things rolling for the divorce, all of a sudden, complete 180. And the way she's acting, you're going to see it just completely turns him off because he knows it's not from a place of her really loving him, trying to work it out. She's just desperate to hold on to him because obviously he takes care of the majority of the bills and all that. And I'm doing this one as a reminder, guys, just to show you what can happen if you get married and think that even though you're in this amazing, magical relationship that is going to continue on like that, the odds are it's not. The odds are it's a bait and switch situation. You were roped in with all the bedroom action and all that and all the hopes and dreams that Disney provided in the movies. And then you get married and all of a sudden the sex becomes non-existent. And when you do get it, it's the most boring stuff known to man that you'd rather just, not do it. And how that happens, guys, as well as how a gal, as I say this all the time, can pick out a nice guy 10 miles away with their radar. And they'll choose to marry that guy. They'll be wild in college with Chad and Tyrone, all the bad boys, give them whatever they want because they want their validation. But then pick that nice guy when they're ready to settle, who's going to be full resources, and that guy doesn't get shit. And how a guy has to draw a line and say, that's it, I'm done. I'm not going to live my life like this. Either not getting my needs met or being loved or taken advantage of. And this guy does just that. And as you can imagine, you're going to see this guy get some hate for his choices. But I don't want to reveal any more than I already have. It's a good one to go over. So, starts off, he says, not looking for advice or help. I know what I need to do. I just need to get this off my chest. My wife and I met in college. She was a party girl. I always knew. She had a very sexual past, and so did I. Dude, there's no comparison to your adventures to her adventures. Not even close. Apples and oranges. We knew each other, but never really hung out or talked. Well, I don't think she talked to any of her guys. I think her mouth was busy doing something else. We were at a party shooting the shit one day, and she was very drunk. She wanted to have you-know-what, but I was not comfortable with having you-know-what with her drunk. Very smart. I took her to her apartment, but I put her in her bed, a glass of water and bucket near her bed, and I went to sleep on the couch. The next morning, she comes out and says, "Why are you still here?" I said, "To make sure you're okay." She was like, "We didn't have sex?" I said no and explained why. My wife said, "Oh, that is rare for a guy to do." I said, "Well, I'm not like most guys, I guess." The rest is history. We went to lunch and have been together ever since. Smack. You don't marry that type of gal. Look how shocked she was that they didn't have the sex, let alone why he was still there the next morning. And she's not used to that. Why? Because the type of guys that she hooks up with, they're out of there. Regardless if she looked like she may pass away in her sleep. And again, notice how they just met at the party. She was drunk. She's like, okay, let's go do it. To her, it's like breathing. That's just not marriage material. You don't bring that home to mama. And sure, everybody has you-know-what, of course. But it's one thing if it's someone you're in a relationship. You got a few relationships in your life before you marry if you do that. As opposed to hooking up with the whole village. He says here, we don't have a bad relationship. Most would actually say it's great. We get along and have similar interests. However, when it comes to the sex, it lacks a lot. And he wrote that in giant letters. I know my wife has done some stuff in her past. I know because the few times a year she drinks, she talks about it. Some of the stuff I know I could have been fine not knowing. Oh, bro, you have to let us know what stuff that she mentions that you would be fine not knowing. However, I did some wilder stuff in the past, so I can't judge. Again, I'm not buying this shit for a second. A gal can always top a guy in numbers as well as adventures, because pretty much any guy is going to, she's above average, no problem. She's got a line of dudes. And whatever freaky, demented, fucked up shit she wants to do, there's going to be some guy willing to do it. However, my wife is pretty vanilla with me, and the last year and a half has been basically sexless. It bothers me that she would do all those things with her one-night stands and past lovers, but not me. I would do everything and more with her. For the record, I know 100% she has been faithful. No guy in the world history since Adam and Eve can be 100% sure that his girl, his wife, his fiance is 100% faithful. Nobody can, okay? You can be hopeful. So here we go, guys. They're married now, and their life is pretty much sexless. And what he gets is vanilla. He wants to try all sorts of adventurous, freaky shit. She's not interested. Why? Because she doesn't see him that way. Now wait till you see her reasons behind this. And it's such a cliche. But at the end of the day, a woman who's really attracted to their guy, see him as a prize, want his validation, there isn't a whole lot she's not willing to explore and do to make him happy, both inside and outside the bedroom. So, I had a talk with her about it around a month ago. I asked her about why she did it back then, but won't do it with me. You are never, ever going to get a truthful answer. Her husband, her best friend, lover, and soulmate, her own words. She was like, that is what you do in college. She then said that she got her want for sex and lust out in college, and all her kinks are satisfied. You do not go from being that party gal, and all of us have known that girl in our lives. Each and every one of you know that gal, and suddenly just like that stop. No. If he's not getting any with her, I assure you she is being taken care of someplace else. There is no fucking way. Nuh-uh. Not after living as long as I have, experiencing what I have, hearing all the stories. There's no way. There's sausage and hot dogs and bananas, whatever you want to call it, coming someplace else. She was like, it was just sex, but no love. I said, well, I think the best sex is the one with you who you love. She said, I'm sorry, but I just don't have the drive like I used to. And I said, okay. I want to point out that they're both still in their 20s. So the drive is there. And by the way, in terms of the drive, actually women have their biggest drive in their 30s. That's when it really kicks. Don't get me wrong, they're desirable in their teens and 20s, and certainly we all know quite wild and adventurous because, well, you can't be a strong, empowered gal in the 2020s unless you are fully adventurous and can compete with any guy or whatever. But the real appetite starts in the 30s, which interestingly is a lot of the times these stories come from guys that got married and their gal does these things big time once they hit the 3-0. I met with a lawyer soon afterwards, and I served my wife 2 weeks ago. She called me crying at work asking about the papers. I said, we will talk when I get home. That must have made her crazy and lose her shit. We'll talk when we get home. I said to her what she said to me. Plus, I was like, I'm not even 30 years old yet. I'm not living my life like this. It led to an argument, but I just didn't care. I've been sleeping in the guest bedroom. However, my wife has been trying. I come home and she'll be naked, making me dinner. I haven't seen my wife nude in like a year. He hasn't seen her naked in 1 year. And they're in the late 20s, and this is the wild party girl of the past? No. It does not switch off like that. She's getting someplace else. I hope not. I hope on some level I'm wrong for the guy, but I don't buy it. I came home this week to her laying in our room on her stomach, looking at me with a butt plug in. Well, that'd get his attention. He'd be like, hang on, honey. pull out his phone, his Apple, take a picture. There you go. That's for the Christmas card. She's been trying to initiate sex and trying to do all the stuff she did back then with me. She's been wearing lingerie and sending me dirty texts. But guess what? I no longer have any interest. Right. He was done. He knows this is bullshit. He knows the only reason she's doing this is to keep him around because, as you're going to see, this guy takes care of the majority of the bills. He's tried everything. And now with the divorce papers, this is not because of love or want to work it out. He knows this is bullshit. And you're going to see this is what a lot of guys in the comment section or gals don't get. He says, but guess what? I no longer have any interest. Honestly, her actions are kind of feeble. I know how she actually feels, and I will not be trapped in an unhappy marriage. Good for you, man. Nobody, man or woman, should be trapped in an unhappy marriage. My wife's life is comfortable, and I don't think she wants to lose it. She works, but doesn't make even close to me, and she cannot afford her current lifestyle on her salary. Plus, I do know she likes talking about to her friends how she has this great life and loving husband. Well, you did, but you made him unhappy. This man ain't going to take it anymore. It's just like the song. Can't blame this guy at all. Life is short. And he obviously hasn't been married to her that long, but the question is, how bad is he willing to take it in the divorce? But to him, it's worth it. Anyway, our house is split. I don't want it. She can either buy my half or we can sell it. I don't care. We have a joint bank account, but it doesn't have that much. It was mainly just for paying the bills. We have our own personal accounts. No kids and nothing else tying us together. Pretty clean break. No one knows but us, and she's still trying to get me to reconsider. I do not care, and I am done. So there you go. You push the guy too far, and that's it. And you're going to see in a moment in the comments. I go over. There's a mixture of comments. You got comments of guys that are on his side and get it. You got comments on the extreme opposite, calling him all sorts of nasty shit. And how dare he, and she's trying so hard and all that. And you also got comments where they say things to him and he responds. And you find out a little bit more. So guys, right there, you see this? Maybe you've been through this. You show her, that's it, it's done, and all of a sudden, then boom. She's on her best behavior, doing whatever she can to keep you around. And again, he knows her probably better than anybody else. Certainly better than anybody in this who reads this story. And he knows when she's faking it. And if she genuinely cared and loved him, she would have tried. And when she says that her drive is gone, really, in her late 20s, the party gal that was doing all sorts of stuff, it's gone. And then when he serves the divorce papers, she comes home and she's got a big old butt plug in her ass. No. She's getting it someplace else, and she's settled. Now for the fun part, the comments. One guy says here, well, to be honest, nothing about the words you write express a love for your wife. No one who really loves someone could walk away so easily. People at this point in a marriage try to work it out. You showed her how much sex means to you, and she stepped up. People's sex drives do change. It could have easily just been your drive that died. Would she just drop you that fast? You're her soulmate, but was she yours? So we got a guy blaming him. Well, again, to the guy who wrote that comment there, you're a moron. He knows her better than anybody else, certainly better than you. And he knows she's faking it. She knows she's doing it on purpose to keep him around from divorcing her. He tried, obviously, as you're going to see, many things to spice things up. She's not interested. And obviously this guy doesn't know party gals. They're not going to just switch it off and all of a sudden become as clean as a preacher's sheets. Doesn't work that way. And if she's not interested, she's getting it someplace else. And again, she's in her late 20s. It's not like she's in her fucking 80s. Another guy says here, I wonder why you guys got married in the first place. Well, I'm wondering that. SEX is a huge factor in a relationship. Now you look selfish and petty while she's left thinking and hoping there's a chance, so she's working on the very thing you're divorcing her over. But I get you wanting someone who naturally wants to do these things with you instead of having to pull a move like this to find out when they will finally do it. Are you sure this is the only reason you want to, or are you seeing someone else? I do not think this guy is seeing anybody else. He just knows it's done. He's done. He reached a point, and he tried. And he says here, the guy who wrote this, he responded. He said, I think honestly she is happy and comfortable in this lifestyle. Ding, ding, ding. I don't want to have sex with someone who doesn't want to have that with me. I think she will do it until divorce is off the table and then just do whatever is necessary to keep me. Other than that, she is not a horrible person. Yeah, she likes the lifestyle. He obviously works way more than her, brings in more money than her. And she's doing what she has to do. And if he takes the divorce off the table, she'll do just enough to keep him around. Maybe a BJ on his birthday, if he's lucky. I don't think he's going to be seeing that butt plug again. Just enough. And he doesn't want that. He says it is distasteful because instead of trying to be intimate and let the natural kinks and love flourish, she is more or less telling me in my eyes, here's my ass, now don't divorce me. Another one says, you don't sound like a good guy. I think your wife misjudged your character, and this divorce is a blessing in disguise for her. And our hero here says, he goes, yeah, I'm the bad guy. I never pushed her to do anything she wasn't comfortable with. I was always considerate of her feelings and made sure she was happy as well as satisfied. Yeah, I'm the bad one. That is why I work 40 to 60 hours a week so she can work less than 20 so she could follow her passion. I did it because I love her. I never forgot birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, always doing random acts of love for her. Jesus, this sounds like the nice guy. I don't know what does. I was the one who paid off her college. But yeah, I'm the bad one because I'm no longer happy in a dead bedroom marriage after trying several things to make it better. I tried therapy for the last year and she refuses. I tried random date nights, gifts, romantic evenings, you name it, and I've tried. But I'm the bad one, okay. Maybe someone else could deal with it, but I'm not the one. I'm too young for this shit, and I really want passion, not some fake shit, so I won't leave her. There you go. He really tried, and in my opinion, he was trying to buy her affection, and no doubt turned her off. Now, good guy here, but he made the effort. She wasn't interested in it. But when he finally said, that's it, we're done, then all of a sudden, she's cooking naked, and he was walking in with her on the bed with her ass sticking up in the air with something up her ass for him. And one more, this guy says, the problem is that she's only giving it to him because she is scared of him leaving. He doesn't want someone who's intimate with him just because of that. He wants a partner who really wants to have sex, and not just someone who throws themselves at him because they need to. And to be honest, I think he would have slept with her if he wouldn't just used her and would have felt terrible because she only did it out of desperation. So there you go, guys. But then again, in today's world, you post something online, you're going to get a whole different amount of opinions. Not everybody knows the whole story here. And if he tried to write the whole story and all those details, maybe he would have gotten a little less shit, but still can't make everybody happy. But anyhow, my opinion, he did the right thing. He did not do the right thing marrying a party girl, but he was young and didn't know any better. And he mentioned early on in the relationship, she was quite freaky with him, roped him in. She knew he was the marriage material the second that she woke up that morning and saw him on the couch and said he wasn't going to sleep with her because she was drunk. She's like, yes, got my nice guy. I can marry him and he will do whatever he can to make me happy. But she wasn't doing everything to make him happy. I wish this guy the best. I hope he doesn't get crucified in the divorce, and he'll be all the wiser. And his story will help you guys out. So guys, be careful who you rush into relationships with. Be careful who you marry. Remember the bait and switch girls and how they choose the nice guys, and those guys get the bare minimum, if any. Just be aware of that. And if it's too much, you're unhappy, you got the right to walk away. You may take the hit, but you will survive. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let's hear it. Do you think the guy was in the right for doing it, or do you think he was being a little too harsh, like she was making an effort? I would like to hear your opinion on that because, hey, maybe some of you think I'm wrong in my opinion, but I think he did the right thing. And also, guys, in case you didn't know, a couple days ago, I started a brand new channel called SSM Clips. It's a channel that's short videos consisting of clips from these videos here, pieces of wisdom, and also entertaining clips from these stories I go over. 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, and also exclusive short stories that are too short for this channel because this and the other one are more longer stories, but stories are 4, 5, 6 minutes. They're just a quick, entertaining story that you're not going to get on this channel. The other one, if you're interested, by all means, click below and the subscribe button. Check it out. I got about 8 or 9 videos now, and it's going really well. And I appreciate all you guys signing up. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.